Oh, sorry guys, it was muted again. Hello everyone, welcome to a new live stream. Yeah, welcome guys. So I was welcoming you with a muted mic. As usual, I forget to unmute. Um, it's good that you told me, guys. Welcome to the live stream. Happy Sunday. We're gonna see, of course, the main list Nasdaq and S&P, and we're gonna move, of course, with your special request directly. Tesla TTD XAG. I think this is Forex. Pulse. Is this Forex? Please let me know. It's fine. Also, we can do this. Um, and yeah, what is next? We have XAG, we already put it. CGC, all right. We're gonna see what is that. And the oil, okay, oil, that would be interesting. I always want to take a look at the oil and I never analyze it. So let's start with it then. Very interesting week for the NASDAQ and the US market. As you can see, we are in our leading diagonal for a market recovery. And we see a very nice path for this leading diagonal where we have a zigzag for a wave 1. And then we have an ABC for a wave 2. And currently we got an impulse and correction. And we're still looking for an impulse for a wave 3. Whether this impulse is finished or not, it doesn't matter anymore. We took the high. That is a good thing. And we would like to see, of course, maybe a little bit higher on Monday, tomorrow. So potentially, we might still see, of course, a little bit higher where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now, your wave 5 is unfolding potentially still. And we're going to see basically this is looking a little bit choppy here, but this is potentially can be your corrective wave 2 here. So 1 and then ABC for a wave 2, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for wave 3, and then potentially one more for and a 5. So basically, it's looking perfect for an impulse in a wave C, of course, for a zigzag, for a wave 3, and an leading diagonal. Oh, XAG is a silver. Yes, sorry. Yes, that's true. That is a silver. We're gonna see both, by the way. We're gonna put also the XAU. Yeah, so as well the gold. All right. Um, yeah, so those are interesting to see, and yeah, basically we are still looking in a good shape for the recovery. What you don't like to see now is, of course, a continuation toward the upside directly towards the 1-to-1 fib level. That will be a bad scenario, and that because, of course, it might turn into 3 ways up, 3 ways down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And because we started already with the 3 waves, it means, of course, it can turn into a corrective wave, all of it, and then continue toward the downside. If it was an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 from the beginning, I wouldn't be, of course, scared if we move for higher directly. But moving directly for higher, that means, of course, that it's a rush for the market to move for higher. And it might, of course, be something, a surprise waiting for us there, and then start to move toward the downside. We don't want to see ABC, you know? We want to see, of course, a wave 3, 4, and a 5. This is what we would like. It might take time, that is true, but it is the right path for a recovery. So the same is for the SPX as well. For S&P, we can see as well that we have the same diagonal with the same leading diagonal that we might see here. And potentially we might see a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Inside this wave 3, we are looking also for this zigzag A, B, and a C. You would like to hit, of course, this box. On the 15-minute chart for this impulse, we are looking at kind of like very fast 1, 2, but this wave 2 is very, very shallow, by the way. But still it can be like 1, 2 internally, 3, 4, and a 5, finished wave 1, A, B, and a C for wave 2, very shallow as well. But it's a good strength for the market, that the market is showing power and strength to move towards upside. Potentially, I see S&P, of course, moving a little bit higher, more than this, as a 1, 2, potentially 3, 4, and a 5. So basically, it can be last Friday we saw Nasdaq moving down, S&P moving up. but NASDAQ, of course, realigned later on. So sometimes they deviate. Definitely, one day can be red for NASDAQ, one day can be green for the S&P. It doesn't matter. At the end, they align somewhere. So these are potentially the scenarios for S&P. What you don't want to see as well, the same, hitting the one-to-one fib level 5,830. That because of course will unfold an ABC. Yeah, so we don't want to see three waves finished here. That it will bring potentially a drop toward the downside again. Since we have took the high here, it is more than enough to say we are already in a wave 3, and especially if it looks impulsive, potentially even here. This is more than enough, and to continue, of course, for a wave 4 and a 5. We're gonna see what Monday is hiding for us, but basically I see Monday in green a little bit. Yeah, this is my prediction for Monday, potentially that we might open in green, and that will be nice. All right, so let's move to Tesla. Tesla has also a lot of scenarios to unfold. Now the problem with Tesla, before moving to the small scenarios, the problem with Tesla is starting from here. What you are facing here is based on this history, where you have, of course, a nice impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was a nice start for a wave 1 or a wave A. You have an A, B, and a C without reaching the 0.38. This is the first problem. Without reaching the 0.38, meaning less probability for a wave 2, a higher probability for a wave B. Yeah. After this, we saw a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Your wave 4 is very deep, but it did not interfere with zone 1, so it's a clean impulse. Your wave 5 is extended. That's very normal since your wave 3 is shorter, but not shorter than the wave 1, so everything is fine. The problem, again, you hit only the 1-to-1 fib level, 264, which is, of course, a fib level for a zigzag and not for a wave 3. Therefore, higher probability goes here for the wave C rather than the wave 3. And in this scenario, we are looking at an A, B, and a C zigzag toward the upside, finished, and here you start to see the correction. A for an expanding flat ABC, wave A, you have ABC zigzag for a wave B, and you're looking potentially for a wave C toward the downside. Currently, this drop down here that we are looking right now at can be, of course, your wave 1, 2. Can be, of course, a wave 1 and then 2. Maybe even the wave 1 is not finished yet. It can have one more wave as 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Finishing wave 1, getting wave 2 later on, 3, 4, and a 5. This is a scenario here, of course, for Tesla that it might be bearish, where you want to hit, of course, the 1.38, 1.618 for this ABC expanding flat. Okay, so basically you potentially have also A, B, and a C. Another scenario can be, of course, a W, X, and a Y, where your W is 3 waves down, 3 waves up. Your wave Y can be anything else as a flat. It can be a zigzag, or it can be even sideways triangle. Okay, this is the overview for Tesla. Yeah, so I don't really see yet a finished correction unless this will turn into a running flat. This is a bullish scenario here. Running flat is finishing 5 waves, failing to take the low. So it should look like an expanding flat first, as you can see, taking the high. It should look like an expanding flat, but it fails to take this low. In this case scenario, it turns into a running flat, and it's a market reversal, and then it starts to move for higher in this case scenario. Now, if we move inside it to get more answers, so yeah, as you might see, yeah, the overview for Tesla is still looking bearish so far. But if we move inside it here, possibly you can have here as well several scenarios. You can have a double 1, 2 here, and you got a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5 finished wave 3, and you're looking for a wave 4 and a 5, 4 and a 5 to finish an impulse, right? Now, this impulse, if you go back again to the overview, as you remember, you need to finish 5 waves in running flat, for example, failing to take the low, but you still need those 5 waves. It is not finished yet. If we finish those 5 waves, failing to take the low, meaning of course can be a reversal for the market. Now, the answer will be given in the wave 2, because if you finish 5 waves, it can be a wave 1 as well, looking for a wave 2. Now, the answer, of course, will be inside this wave. If it looks like very impulsive and we pass the 1-to-1 fib level, we hit the 886, therefore, okay, it might be finished as a running flat. But yeah, to estimate that we are turning for a reversal toward the upside is gonna need some times. It's gonna need some evidence, one more leg toward the downside to finish 5 waves failing to take the low, and then moving toward the upside impulsively to start to give higher probability that you might have a 1, 2, passing the 1-to-1 fib level to give higher probability for a wave 3, and then of course moving on toward the upside for a new all-time high. What can be the scenario in case this happen? The scenario can be 3 waves up, 3 waves down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Definitely moving for higher. Not 32,000, of course, based on the fib levels we're gonna have. But yeah, definitely you might move for higher in a wave C. So these are the main possibility. I know a lot of scenarios in Tesla. It is unfolding a lot of scenarios because yeah, it's not very clear yet that it's unfolding for a recovery or something like this, like NASDAQ and S&P, or like NVIDIA, for example. Basically, what I was still looking for here, one scenario was invalidated, is this ending diagonal, where you have finished, as we said, double 1, 2. You have also a 1, 2, 3, let's say 4 and a 5 finished, and you're still looking for a 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5. This scenario is done, is finished with this up. So that is the first signal that you would like to have to start to think, okay, what are the other possibilities that it might turn into, of course, bullish. Other possibilities still has, of course, a W, X, and a Y. Finished A, you're looking for a wave B, and finishing a wave C in W, X, and a Y, as we saw, of course, in the bigger overview. Yeah, in this case scenario, you might still, of course, unfold and impulse towards the downside just to reply for this main one. Welcome, NG. Welcome, bro. Welcome back to the live stream for stocks. Yeah, so these are the possibilities right now. Basically, if we move inside it here, you can see that we are starting to move toward the upside from also 3 waves up. Yeah. In this case scenario, it opens this for us. And that can be a scenario, let me put it at the 2 hours, here we go. That can be a finished W, X, and a Y, where you see a zigzag for the Y, zigzag for the W, bridge for the X in between, and you start a zigzag as a wave 1, correction, zigzag again for wave 3, which is looking good, 4, and a 5. This can also turn into something interesting. Yeah, but we still gonna have to finish, of course, this diagonal, see a wave 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5, of course, toward the upside. Yeah, so these are the possibilities, guys, for Tesla, and we're gonna see. MT, welcome to the live stream, bro. Yeah, so we're gonna see what are the potentials here for Tesla. A lot of scenarios we're gonna see. Yep, so basically these are the scenarios for Tesla. I'm still looking for this target for Tesla, by the way. Let's talk a little bit targets. Wave 3 in leading diagonal would be the following. Wave 3 diagonal. Oh, do you see what I'm talking about, guys? For example, Tesla hit the 1-to-1 fib level. That's very interesting. I didn't check this because it was the Friday last hours of the market, but we hit the 1-to-1 fib level. Now this is a problem. I know that it looks bullish, but it is a problem because you started in 3 waves, and if you have a wave 2 here, your wave 3 invalidate already this diagonal. That's not looking good at all. I'm trying to find if we have some impulses here. There is no impulse. Anyway, you have a very deep wave 2, so it cannot be 1-2. Yeah, so this is a problem. And that means Tesla is still, of course, looking for lower, guys. This cannot be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, by the way. 3 waves. Therefore, you hit now the 1-to-1 fib level. It might open even in red. After finishing a little bit of green for a wave 5, a little bit overshooting, and then move toward the downside, guys. I don't see it yet for Tesla. I'm sorry. I don't see yet like full recovery for Tesla. It looks like some of the things are going a little bit hard for Tesla. Yeah, in the opposite for Nvidia, for example. Nvidia is recovering very nicely, to be honest. It's still, of course, inside the leading diagonal. Yeah, so we are still good in Nvidia. If you would like to have Nvidia, just write it in the chat box. Of course, I'm not gonna move for it because no one asked for it. So TTD, let's see this one. TTD, which is the trade desk. Okay, let's see this one. Okay. I think the daily would be enough. There we go. All right. Okay, let's start from here then. 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay. So we have our wave 1 here. A, B, and a C wave 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, for wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3, 4, and a 5. That should be your wave 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 exactly. Okay. Then we have correction, very clear big correction, A, B, and a C. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay. For interfering with zone 1. What a big drop. Okay, so basically 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is very corrective. 3 waves, guys. It's a 3 waves. You're still in a big, huge correction. So what you have here is 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Very huge expanding flat. Here we go. Here we go. Wave C, expanding flat. This is your target. You're very close for it. And obviously, it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What a drop. A huge one. Yeah. You have a leading diagonal, 1, 2, 3, or even an impulse, clean impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 1. ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for wave 3 finished. And you're looking at the wave 4 currently. It might be very high, by the way. And then moving toward the downside for a wave 5. Unless invalidation, which is very hard. The invalidation of this scenario is very far, unfortunately. So you might see kind of like, a lot of liquidation in case it moves very high. So be careful with it. It's very, so basically invalidation of bearish. Yes, so that means, of course, whenever it's ranging in this area, it still, of course, has a potential to move toward the downside. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So you're still looking for a wave 5, and you did not reach the low yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This is your wave 3. Okay. And confluence, so that means in a bigger view, so let's see what do we have in a bigger view. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1 or a wave A, meaning you have an A, B with the expanding flat, potential wave C toward the upside, blue. And another scenario is an impulse wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 in the yellow. Here we go. So that means after this expanding flat, you finished a wave B or a wave 2, and then you move very high again toward the upside. Let me see the confluence as well for this wave. Let's say wave 2 in an impulse. Yeah, you're very far still from 0.38, meaning if you hit only this blue box, that means it is in confluence only with a 0.23. Yeah, and that gives higher possibility for a wave B rather than a wave 2. Okay, so meaning you're looking for a wave C after and higher potential, of course. Virtually, if you want to have the target for later, potentially, if you hit, let's say, with the 1.618, as a wave C in a zigzag can be the following target, 1,300, which it can be as well wave 3, wave 4. Here we go. A, B, and a C. It can be also the minimum target, or uncommon target, which is the 330. And I believe, of course, it's going to move here, retrace, and then continue toward the upside. In case you are an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for example, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, something like this. And then to hit the 1-to-1 fib level. So, yeah, these are the possibilities. Yep. That was for TTD. What else we have? Yeah, let's say silver. What do we have for the silver? SXAG. Here we go, silver. All right, so silver, I think it is always moving a little bit with the gold, right? A little bit, but normally the gold has much higher potential, of course, than this. We saw, of course, a new all-time high for the gold, 3,500. All right, so basically in the weekly here, or let's say 2 weeks, so we see almost the same chart for the gold, but the difference is that the gold has already took the high. We see for the silver here a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 toward the upside, where you took the high here for the wave 3 in a diagonal, leading diagonal, and you're looking at a wave 4 finished, and you're looking here for a wave 5. And that means, of course, where you have an A, B, and a C toward the upside, your wave C is still unfolding as A, B, and a C toward the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, yeah, so I think I have this still the same since a long time and still unfolding perfectly. You didn't invalidate the zone 1, so it is a clean impulse, I would say. Yeah, your wave 4 is far from the zone 1. Let's say invalidation of bullish, and this will be at the price $26 almost. Okay, basically I'm still looking for higher, and preferably that you take the all-time high with this wave 5. Okay, preferably. This is what I see for the gold, unless, of course, therefore you are still corrective. If you take this signal here as invalidation, you are corrective, and you're moving towards the downside as an A, B, and a C. Meaning, if you take this $26, you are in 3 waves up for a wave A in the magenta you have to follow here. 3 waves up for a wave A, B, and a C for a wave B, and then moving towards the upside again, yeah, for a wave C, or potentially it can be, of course, in case wave 2. Yeah, this wave 2 is for later. No, yeah, so only a wave B. Wave 2 for later, once you finish this move towards the upside, if you continue bullish and you take the all-time high. Whether you took the all-time high or not, it doesn't matter. Remember, a wave 5 in leading diagonal can be short. Yeah, can be short. And then moving for a wave 2 directly after a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yep. Would love to watch the 4-hour and the 1-hour chart. Yes. So we're already here looking at it. So let's take the 2 hours. The 1 hour is a little bit too much, but we can see it. Yeah, so you are in a wave 3, finished here after a correction for a wave 4. Currently, you're looking at this impulse toward the upside. So you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 unfinished yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, here you have some problems potentially. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, you have a problem. You interfere the zone 1 with the wave 4. Yeah, so it's not allowed normally. If this is your 1, 2 here, let's say this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, is this one? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. You invalidate. Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't look really nice unless look what's going on here. Let's mark this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. We're still looking for the wave 5, but in a different shape. That means your wave 5 has transformed to an ending diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Here we go. This is what you're gonna have. And once you finish this, now preferably that you take the high with this diagonal. Preferably. Meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, at least taking the all-time high. But even you need much bigger than this. This will finish only 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 continuation toward the upside to finish a main wave 5 or a wave C or a wave B, all the scenarios after it. Meaning this is right now only the wave 1, 2 for a wave 5. Okay, so these are the potential scenarios. You're still looking for higher, but you're moving right now in an ending diagonal. Yeah, to finish the wave 1 here. Yeah. After finishing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is gonna be your wave 1 for, of course, a wave 5. Cool. So that was for the silver. Higher potential. Now, again, don't forget the bearish scenario, which is, of course, your invalidation at 26. Meaning, well, in this case scenario, even I can give you an earlier signal that you are bearish by just simply taking the low. Yeah, taking the low here, meaning you just invalidate the 1, 2 for a wave 5. And that means it's an early signal, but not 100% yet. Not 100% yet invalidated. Why? Because you have several invalidations before. So that means if you take this low here, you invalidate the 1, 2 of course a wave 5. But who knows? It can be an A, B, and a C expanding flat, for example. Therefore, main invalidation again for this scenario can be invalidation as well of internal impulse. Okay, internal impulse, and that means this one. If you are here in 1, 2, 3, you're looking for a finish 4. If this 4 comes back down and hits this without having a wave 5, that's not good. Yeah, that is an early signal of weakness. All right, which is the price. Sorry, the price is as well $30. Psychological number as well. Cool. Let's pack this into a 4-hour chart. Here we go. That was the silver. Let's see the gold. The gold is very, very interesting as well. XAU. Yeah. So the gold we have topped basically for the gold. Potentially we have topped because most of the impulses toward the upside are finished, are done. I'm gonna start from the beginning. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 potentially. It can be, of course, also a finished leading diagonal, but higher potential that you have this as a zigzag, meaning zigzag for a wave 1, correction for wave 2, impulse, correction, impulse, meaning zigzag, right? All of it is a zigzag for a wave 3, which it has hit the perfect target for a wave 3, by the way, 0.786, and then reaching the 3,500 and moving toward the downside. Inside this lag here, if we move further on the 4 days chart, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This was your last impulse toward the upside, right? Meaning we're looking here definitely in a wave 5. Is this wave 5 finished? Let's move inside it on the daily. You have a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5 potentially, but we have even the count for this. Let me show you. Here we go. So we have potentially a wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for a wave 3. You have a wave 4, very sharp, by the way, wave 4. The wave 2 is not so sharp here. Your wave 4 is sharp. Alternation is nice, but the timing for a wave 4 is a very low based on the wave 2. And this is a little bit, a little bit tricky unless you have here an A, B, C, D, and an E kind of, but your wave E also is kind of like invalidated here. I'm just checking here. Okay, wave 4, very, so this is very fast wave 4 as well. But basically, I'm doubting a little bit. I'm doubting a little bit this one because look at the wave 2. It's very long in time. Wave 4 is very shallow. The problem is that you finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what do you call it? You have to call it a wave 3. And you got a correction. What do you have to call it? You have no other option, right? So it might be your fast wave 4. And that's what is signaling is just a rush for the market to move toward the upside. They don't care. It's like the market doesn't care about correction right now. Everyone is buying at this point. Yeah, so this is the psychology behind it, because it should at least take this time, and it didn't, meaning okay, just simply moving for higher. Then you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 again, where you internally have, of course, after 1, A, B, and a C for a wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 3, W, X, and a Y for a wave 4, moving for a final wave 5. Moving inside it, even inside this wave 5, you see this 1, 2, 3 potentially very big wave 4, 1, 2, 3, where your wave 3 is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3, and then A, B, and a C for a wave 4, right? Very big wave 4, but if you compare here, that's looking great. Yeah, it should be double time of your wave 2. So as per alternation, everything looks fine here. Now you finished your final wave 5, which is the tiny one at the 4-hour chart. 1, 2, 3, 4 sideways, perfect. Alternation again, very deep, sideways wave 4, and then moving toward the upside, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Finished, starting an impulse toward the downside on the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and potentially finished wave 5 here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Let me check this this as an impulse, maybe 15-minute chart as well. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Well, that is also questionable, right? It is still questionable because this wave here with this correction, you have 3 waves toward the downside. I mean, okay, let's move 5 minutes. Is that an impulse? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Yes, it is an impulse. Okay, so you have double 1, 2 inside it, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. You cannot see it on the 15-minute chart. So it is an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, so yeah, sometimes you have to move. Oh, that was the second one. Oh my god, that is the top. All right, let's check 1, 2. Okay, here where you can see the things. One, yeah, even on the 5-minute chart, you don't have kind of an impulsive wave. It looks a little bit like 3 waves, and that means we have to seek after a potential leading diagonal, and that could be the 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 short, wave 5 potentially. But for me, it still looked like 3 waves. But yeah, this looks impulsive toward the downside. Therefore, we have to be careful. Very simply, you have to be careful from taking the top. You finished all the structures, and that's why it gives you higher potential that this is a 1, 2, and you still see, of course, continuation toward the downside. Now we check this already. We have checked it already on the 5-minute. This is an impulse, yeah, and that means, of course, A, B, and a C toward the downside. Your wave C is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The problem is here right now, you got an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now this is clear. This one is very clear impulse. And the top is not really, I would say, clear. It can be a leading diagonal with a short wave 5 as a 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. But also your wave 5 is looking creepy, right? You don't see finished wave 5 unless you have double 1, 2. Let's see this scenario. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, a 4, and a 5. Well, can be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Yeah. It can be double 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4, 5. And then having a correction, 3 waves here, 3 waves down. Obviously, W, X, and a Y potentially, or it can be an impulse here. It doesn't matter. It's very corrective. You continue impulsively 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Currently, we are looking at 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for wave 3 potentially. You have a 1, 2. You're still looking for 4 and a 5. Targets for a wave 2 between this green box, preferably the green box. Now you passed already those scenarios here, those fib levels. Next target is this one. If you pass the 886, if we pass the 886, meaning you're gonna take the high here, means something else is unfolding and still looking for higher. Very simple. This is your signal. I would say here potential here, potential all-time high, new all-time high, but potential. Why? Because of course you still can get even a bigger one too. Like, what if this is a wave 1, A after 3 waves, B, and a C, wave 2, then dropping down again. And therefore, your second level is this one. Here we go. Higher signal, confirmation that you're gonna take the top is the 886. Of course, I mean, it's already very close, yeah, but it's a confirmation. But this is the thing is, an Elliott wave, when you have a 1, 2, your wave 2 has to be deep, 0.618 or 0.78 sometimes. And that is a tiny difference always between being very bearish and being very bullish. This tiny difference is always there. So yeah, at the end, those are probabilities, and nothing can be 100% for sure in trading, right? But those give us higher and less probabilities to play with, right? These are the possibilities for the goals. But basically, in a bigger view, guys, we have topped. Plus, look at the top. Look at the number on the right screen. Well, let's put the number. Come on, snap it. Oh, It doesn't matter. Look at the number. How much psychological is? 3,500. Yeah, so that sounds like a top, right? Even psychologically, that sounds like a top. So what is next, guys? What is next then? Okay, let's say higher potential here is, of course, that we topped. We're moving toward the downside. The signal's still showing, of course, weakness, and we're moving for correction. And of course, you need to break this one and then break this one to say, of course, we're moving for a new all-time high. Basically, what is next? What is next is the following. Where are we heading right now with the correction? First, since you are in two scenarios here, the first one is, of course, the leading diagonal. You finished a wave 3. You're looking for a deep wave 4, which is a little bit far scenario. 1,850 for the gold from 3,500 directly, ABC. Or you are in a different scenario. 3 waves up for a wave A in the blue. You're looking for a correction for a B in the blue again. And you are looking for a wave C, which should be 5 waves impulsive. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The wave 4 is short between the 0.23, which is minimum target, 2,580, 2,180. Minimum target is 2,500, and then moving for a wave 5. And potentially, it's going to take the 0.23, it's going to retrace anyway, and then continue toward the downside in case we are much more deeper. But I believe this is a very psychological good number as well, from 3,500 to 2,500 for the gold. And that is 30%, guys. So, yep. These are for the gold. Most welcome, Prophet Pulse FX. Yeah, that was for the gold, guys. All right, so let's see MSTR. I think my MicroStrategy, right? That is the thing. So this is, we forgot a little bit the timing. So 53 minute. All right, that was, I think, around the 40, and this one around the 30. Okay, and TTT 25, and Tesla around the 20, right? And I think NASDAQ was around, so this one was at 10 minutes, and this one potentially 5 minutes, yeah. All right, so this is for after the stream. You can find everything back again very easily. We are in MicroStrategy right now, MSTR, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, MicroStrategy, here we go. Okay, we see a good recover for MicroStrategy, nice, all right. Okay, so basically, definitely psychology is found in this area, right? We can say so, or it can be we're gonna have a scenario for this leg as well, in case you are looking bullish. But yeah, we're gonna see, of course. What is psychology found in this area? Meaning, of course, after an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you start to see, of course, another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, unless this is turning into ABC. That is a huge problem. Yeah, expanding flat. So we're gonna see. First scenario. First, let's just start with this one. Of course, you have a leading diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Wave 1 finished. 1. ABC for wave 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Yeah, and then having 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, invalidation. Okay. Okay, so guys, we don't have a 1, 2 here. That's okay. Okay, AV NSC. Interesting. Unless double 1, 2, but your wave 3 invalidation again. All right, we have no other option, guys. A, B, and W, X, Y even. Potentially W, X, and a Y. Here we go. Crazy. Step by step, it leads you to the right one at the end. Look what you have, guys. You have leading diagonal for wave A, correction, impulse for wave B. You finish zigzag for W, correction as a bridge for the X, impulse, correction, impulse for another zigzag to finish your wave Y. And in this case scenario, I don't see promising thing in MSTR because you don't have a clean impulse, and you're looking to a very huge correction here. Okay, we're gonna see what is it, but definitely, of course, is A, B, and a C. Then you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 now. Continuation toward the upside, or yeah, even you took the 886, which is very bad. Let me check which one is the low. Yeah, this is the low, and that means this part belongs to the correction, and that means, of course, you have an A, B, and a C. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Nah, for invalidation. Here we go. Again, okay. The W, X, and a Y again, right? Corrective, and that means W, X, and a Y. You start from here. Whether MicroStrategy found again a new psychology after this crazy price action here, and starting right now a new psychology toward the upside, or we're gonna find the scenario which is bearish definitely, that is leading toward the downside. Now let's see the bullish. Finally, you have 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, also this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. We need to check if the wave 5 is longer than wave 3. If not, then okay, we consider it a leading diagonal. Wave 5 diagonal, great. It's looking fine. Good. So this is a leading diagonal as a wave 1, and we're looking at a wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. For a wave 3, currently you are in wave 4, and you're looking for a wave 5. Finally, you finished a wave 4 here, and you're looking for higher. And that means this wave 2 here, yeah, based on the wave 3 as well, you're looking for a wave 4 as an impulse. Wave 4 as an impulse. Here we go. You pass the 0.23. You are looking potentially for higher already. You don't have to come back here, because based also on the time, it looks perfect. Here we go. This is where you would like to finish your wave 4. You have passed, let me check, wave 4 over 2. Here we go. You have passed the 1-to-1 fib time, which is perfect, hitting the blue box and moving toward the upside. All right, let's move inside this move toward the upside, meaning exactly this one, right? Okay, here we go. This is your low, wave 4. Let's remove this. We don't need it anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Is this an impulse or not? 1. Okay, yes, it can be, but we need to check one thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, wave 5 is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your wave 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I have a problem in case if it is shorter. You see, guys, you have 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, for a wave 3 here after an A, B, C correction. Let's move inside it even, just to see the things clearer. All right, look what you have. You have here, okay, this anyway, this wave 1 looks very creepy. It's impossible this wave 5 to be a leading diagonal, because wave 5 is longer than wave 3. you have, okay, correction, that's fine, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And for this one, even if you take the wave 1 here, fib levels, it gives you that the wave 1 is longer than this wave 3. You did not took the 1-to-1 fib level and overshoot it. And that means this wave is longer than the wave 3. And that is problematic. It brings us to A, B, and a C corrective wave. A, B, C also for a wave B here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave C. Crazy, right? That it looks a little bit impulsive from the outside, but when you move inside it, you discover that it is not. Here we go. Sorry, A, B, and a C. So if you have ABC here, what does it mean? It means whether you're still in a wave 4, not finished yet, which is this is a main wave 4. Let's put this into white and this one into gray. They are small. And that means, of course, that you're looking at A, B, and a C here potentially. And this wave C, let's check if it is healthy or not. Yeah, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Wave 2, very shallow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. 4, and a 5. So yeah, basically, I'm still looking, of course, for higher. Definitely here. You're searching here for a potential extended wave C in a zigzag. Can be zigzag wave C, and you're looking a little bit higher. Yeah, it can even extend to the 1.618. Very possible, but in between also is very possible. However, this is already, yeah, it doesn't look like an impulse, guys. Wave 3 is shorter than the wave 1. Yeah, so these are the possibilities, meaning 3 ways down, 3 ways up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a longer wave 4. These are the potentials here, guys, for the bearish. Now, for the bullish, if you see like passing the 1.618, therefore, okay, I can say it can be, all right? But under the 1.618, you still can be in an ABC. And I believe that I don't think it's going to reach it. But however, if you get 3 waves and you start to move for higher, that would be the signal. So A, B, and a C after 1.618 would be a signal. Taking only the wave B high would be the signal that you're moving for an impulse. Without taking, again, the 1 point before, you can get your signal that you're moving for higher by taking the wave B high. And that means you're not looking for lower anymore. Yeah, so this is the idea. Yeah, but I still see, of course, corrective wave. Yeah, so potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hitting the 0.38. Nobody knows. Yep, so that was for MicroStrategy. CGC. All right, let's put MicroStrategy here. CGC. NASDAQ. Canopy. Grows. Ooh, what's going on in this one? Oh, oh my God. Yeah, okay. This one is dropping fast. That's so bad. Canopy, all right. I think the canopy is down, man. All right. Definitely psychology found exactly there. Thank you, Shafi. Thank you, bro. I think yes, we're looking at an impulse toward the downside, very clear. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 extended wave 1, 4, and a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 not finished. You still have one more leg toward the downside. What are the possible targets? Wow, you are in $1, man. From 500. That's so bad. That's so bad. That's a bad one. Wow, I never saw a US stock moving down like this yet. This is one of the rare one. Yeah, so it doesn't look good at 1 hour. What can I say, guys? It's done. Yeah, so one more wave, meaning you're getting to zero. So there is nothing to analyze with it. WTI, which is the crude oil, I think, right? Yes, crude oil. We have several one. I think, are they all the same? Black Bull commodity 62, 63. Yeah, I think they are. Or maybe we take. Maybe do you mean was this WNT offshore and not the crude oil? Okay, you're writing something which is restricted just for spammers. That's why you see your message retracted, Profit Pulse. Try to change the word that you are using. That is a word which is not, which only scammers use it normally, and they are so annoying on YouTube. That's why I put it. But I think yeah, that was Brent oil requested. MT Brent oil. What is exactly the Brent oil abbreviation? Let's say Brent. Here we go, Brent. Okay, let's see the Brent until we get more information about WTI. Which one do you mean, NASDAQ or the oil? All right, so okay, this is the Brent oil. It is at $27. All right. Interesting for the Brent oil because it doesn't show like really normal Elliott wave here pattern, but this is of course an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 gray. Here we go, and then you have your correction. So potentially here you have wave B. Definitely this is corrective, and that means the Brent oil is still looking for higher sooner or later. But I'm gonna analyze a little bit the history. Obviously you have an ABC, A, B, WX and a Y, WX, ABC as a Y. Okay, and it doesn't matter this. But what do we have here is 3 waves down directly, and then you move impulsively. That's mean, of course, in new psychology. When was this? In 20. That was Corona. Okay, that was Corona time. All right. Yeah, that's why we saw the things. I think, yeah, Corona time, moving very massively. Right. Yeah. Then we see 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, A, B, and a C. All right. So basically, yeah, A, B. Again, the WX and a Y, and I love WX and a Y. So you have A, B, and and a WX and a Y, because your wave Y potentially here 3 ways down, 3 ways up, and moving down. Let's move inside it. So if we are in a correction, is it finished or not yet? Basically, what I would like to discover first is the fib level. We did not reach the 23 even. Wow. Or yes, you reach it here. And that means, of course, okay, then, all right, you have two scenarios. Whether you're still in a corrective wave, you're still looking for lower, or you're moving for higher from here as a 1, 2, 3, 4 invalidation. Okay, invalidated. You're still corrective. You're still corrective. You're still looking for lower. And inside this one here, okay, on the 2-hour chart maybe, you have kind of 3 ways down, correction, and this impulse, I know you cannot really see it clearly, guys, but you might have a 1, 2, a gap, meaning an explosion, meaning the start of your wave 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, potentially finished internally, meaning ABC finished. Yeah, possible. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing is impulsive yet here. I don't see yet even a finished structure. Yeah, I don't see a finished structure, and that means, of course, higher potential that you are still looking for a deeper correction. I believe taking the low would be more than enough. One more leg, taking the low would be great. And this can even extend a wave X to here, or potentially A, B, and a C, but this is very choppy for a wave A. A, B. Yeah, it can be, nobody knows. We're not gonna enter. It's definitely corrective. A, B, and a C can be as well. Wave C can unfold as an impulse. Yep. Yep. So guys, that was it for WTI or Brent oil. We're gonna leave WTI. I think Profit didn't answer, so I think we're gonna leave it for the next time. Thank you for watching, guys, and thank you for being here. That was a nice stream to see with you, and I wish you a nice start for the week tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see